Hello, welcome to our fourth annual Ashlands Wrapped. This is the first Ashlands Wrapped that we have recorded after the meetings. This is the time of the year where we reflect back over the last 12 months and how the business has performed, look at some key figures, and set the tone for the year ahead. Now, before we hit on those numbers, let's have a recap of our values. Back in 2023, we canvassed the whole team about what's important to them when working at Ashlands. We pulled up the most common topics that came up and turned them into our values. And these are really weaved into the way we work and how we drive this business. They're our directional compass. So here are our values. Clinical excellence. It's about the best treatment, but that's not gold standard. It's about tailoring what's best for the individual patient and then balancing that with the owner as a partnership. We have an ever evolving clinical governance as well. We hone our processes to make sure we're delivering the best care. Team. There may be multiple surgeries, but we're one Ashlands team and we're all pulling together towards the same goals, supporting each other, celebrating success, and having those positive reflections on what's working well. Finally, collaboration. We all have something to offer. We all have something to learn. Be curious, ask questions. Knowledge multiplies when it's shared. If you've learned something from a CPD or read an article and you think it'll benefit the team, share it. Equally, we have champions, ambassadors, and people with special interests. Key people across the team who focus on championing their cause. But how are we perceived outside of this business? I have collated information from our clients, people external to Ashlands, and people within vet partners, and I've summarised how I think we're perceived. Above all else, we're perceived as a team that cares. It shines through in all our reviews. Over 80% of our reviews really highlight just how caring you are as a team. We're a team that shares. Sharing knowledge comes naturally. It's why we have so many EMS students and work experience students. It's one of the reasons our new grads are flying. It's why we're a training practice at all three sites. It's organic in the team to share knowledge and grow each other, and it shows. We're also known as the vets in every community. Look up local social media pages and look for posts that ask about who's the local vet, and it's Ashlands hands down every time. It's reflected in all those reviews. It's built up upon from school visits, work experience and career fairs. It's as a result of the high level of care and service you deliver, and you should be proud of that. It's where smart pets bring their people. At the 2024 Ashlands Wrap last year, we set the tone for 2025 as a year of celebration, and I think we smashed it. It was our 25 years of Ashlands year, and we also moved our Ilkley practice to a new site. We introduced service awards, and throughout the year, we celebrated each other. Before we can talk about what our focus for 2026 is, it's time to take a look at the numbers. I'm going to share with you some key pieces of information about the business's performance and share a little bit of insight into the trends and what they might mean. At our live meetings, I kept the numbers hidden and the team guessed what figure they thought would come up. For this presentation, I will share with you what those figures are. Active clients. We currently have just under 7,000 active clients. This number has remained static over the last 12 months, and previously we have always been in a strong area of growth. Nationally, for a number of years now, figures in practices have been declining for active clients, and we're not immune to that. Active pets. We have 200 less active pets than we did last year. Active pets is defined as a pet that has come to our practice and received a product or service within the last 12 months. Nationally, these figures have been dropping quite significantly, and this is the first year that we have felt that trend. Active clients is an area we want to look at this year to stimulate growth in our client base. If our client base increases, naturally, our active pet numbers will increase. Vaccination compliance. We have a high vaccination compliance rate in our dogs, but it has dropped in our cat population. This is an area where we can raise awareness and educate our client base on the importance of vaccination. Dentals. The number of dentals we've completed across the 3 sites has increased by about 5%. We think that's largely because that pets that were purchased during COVID are now reaching a mature age where dentistry might become a focus for them. And it's reflected in these numbers. Our pet health plan. The percentage of pets on the pet health plan has increased by about 2.6%, and we think that's a strong area of growth that we've had. If you remember, 2025 was the year we changed our pet health plan to include many new benefits. But the work's not done here. On average, we see about 30 cancellations a month. Often those cancellations are where juvenile pets have matured and clients don't maybe see the benefits of staying on the pet health plan. We think we can raise awareness of that and really share the benefits of staying on the plan through adulthood and also into their senior years. Consultations. Our number of consultations across the 3 sites, these are vet consultations, has increased by 13.5% across the whole practice. 58.8% of those consults come back for a second consultation. Percentage of insured pets. This percentage has dropped by 12% over the last 12 months. That's a significant decrease. It highlights to us that clients are not seeing the benefit of pet insurance anymore, and they're looking at alternative ways of financing their pet's care. This is an area we want to keep a close watch on, and I think it's a reminder to be mindful about how important it is to have those open and transparent conversations with clients about the cost of their pet's care. Net Promoter Score. The Net Promoter Score is basically a measurement of how liked we are as a practice. This is measured through text and email feedback sent to every client who has received a consultation. Anything above 80% is considered excellent, and ours has increased by about 5.5%. I think it's important to highlight this year, especially with the CMA, the media outcry about the veterinary industry, and now local politicians scoring points on the veterinary industry. Despite all the negative media that's out there, it would appear that our client base are not in line with that, and actually our client base see what we do and they value it. IT tickets. Our IT tickets have reduced by 61% this last year. I like to think that that's a sign that our IT infrastructure has vastly improved compared to as far back as 3 years ago. It's been a journey, going from a disorganized, non-secure, aging system to a modern, secure, accessible system. It's not an easy journey. We're almost there, and I hope to share with you next year just how far these tickets have dropped again. Maintenance and repair costs. This is the cost of anything that's required a call out for repair or anything that's needed replacing. This figure hasn't changed much over the last 12 months, and that probably means that we're doing better because I know that our labour costs have increased for maintenance and repair, and the figure hasn't changed as a total. However, we have also bought a large amount of new equipment for the Ilkley site, so the number could be skewed by that. It'll be interesting to see what this figure looks like next year. In our meetings, we moved into a portion called Analysing Ashlands. This is an area where we completed a SWOT analysis, we discussed capital investment, and we looked at what services we could look at. Many things were discussed in our SWOT analysis. This is where we look at the strengths of the Ashlands business, any weaknesses that we perceive, what opportunities are out there, and any threats there might be to the business. The Ashlands team were successful in identifying lots of big subjects here. The main things that I'll share with you are the team. The team is the biggest strength at Ashlands. The level of knowledge and the depth of knowledge is huge. We also discussed many weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and we'll share those with you in a follow-up email. Capital expenditure. The biggest one that came up here was the CT. We have a CT suite ready to go, and once we have collated compelling data to justify a CT, this will be the biggest capex for this year. Other things were mentioned as well, and we'll share those with you in a follow-up email. Service. We offer a high degree of services already. However, there are plenty of other services we could offer our client base. These were discussed at length, and we'll share more details with you in a follow-up email. We've now reached the point where I can share with you what we want 2026 to be the focus of. 2026 is going to be the year of consolidated growth. Now, there's no need to reach for your dictionary. This is a made-up word, but it carries a lot of meaning. This is our focus year. It's about strengthening what we already do whilst continuing to grow. It means refining our systems, deepening our expertise, and delivering even better care and services. Consolidated growth is not about chasing for more, but do what we do best with a greater consistency, confidence, and quality. By consolidating our foundations and growing from them, we set ourselves up for a sustainable success. Here are some bits that are coming up through 2026. And the first one is infrastructure roles. Across our business, we have several champion and ambassador roles, and these really help Ashlands succeed and stay safe. The first one is our social media ambassador. We have multiple people with an interest in social media who are social media ambassadors, sharing posts and stories from Ashland's life. Megan Fowler has recently signed on to be a social media ambassador and will be championing for pictures and content to be sent to her. However, if you have an interest in social media and you know the difference between a hashtag and a share, get in touch. The bigger this team is, the more content we can put out there and really grow our profile. Stock champion. Megan has recently agreed to be our stock champion for all 3 sites, and she's steadily getting to grips with the role. Soon, she'll be heading out to all 3 sites to look after our stock. We have approximately over £90,000 worth of stock, and it's really important we take care of it. More information will be shared on this in the coming weeks, and if you'd like to support Megan with the stock champion role, get in touch. We also have the wellbeing champions. These are people with a focus on team wellbeing. They look at little initiatives that can be released through the year, awareness days, and also they complete their mental first aid training. If wellbeing is something that's an interest of yours, let us know. Fire wardens. I'm pleased to share with you that our animal care assistant team are now trained and our fire wardens. Their main focus is to look at the day-to-day maintenance of fire safety. This is ensuring the emergency lights work, the fire extinguishers are pressurized, the fire exits are clear. And you'll occasionally see me supporting them with fire drills to make sure that you, the team, know how to leave the building safely. Sustainability champion. This is a new role for 2026, and it's something that we really feel is an important focus. We do quite a lot for sustainability, probably more than you realise. However, I think we need to focus in and have a champion role, or champions. If sustainability is something that's interesting you, we'll send out more information soon and you can apply. And finally, first aiders. We have the required number of first aiders across the 3 sites. However, we believe first aid is an important life skill. And if this is a skill that you want to have, please let us know. Pleased to share with you that in 2026 we will be bringing back our Grassington Clinic. For those of you that may not be aware, we used to run a clinic in Grassington where we would have a morning surgery for our clients. And this was very popular and supported our communities quite well. We're looking to release this again in April, every fortnight, and one morning. We think this will really support the communities out there in the Dales and raise our profile. You should see plenty of marketing around the TV show All Creatures Great and Small, which was filmed in Grassington. Finally, awards. 2025 was a year of celebration, but it doesn't mean we should stop celebrating after that. We applied for and were granted many awards towards the tail end of 2025, which we're almost ready to unveil to our client base in 2026. These are the Practice Standards Scheme. Once all 3 practices are signed off, we will be inviting the RCVS back again to sign us off for awards. Investors in people. We know Ashlands is a great place to work, but we want to measure that so we can share that outwards, and this will really help with our recruitment strategy. Ilkley Business Awards. We support the Ilkley Business Awards every year. This year we are the sponsor for the Professional Services Award. We also have a finalist this year in the Ilkley Business Awards. Dog and cat friendly clinics. We know we are a great place for dogs and cats, and we want to share that outwardly of just how great we are. Finally, we have the health and safety refresher meeting in March at all 3 sites. This is in the form of a quiz, and it's to really flex your knowledge on how to keep yourself safe at work. Later in the summer, we have the Ashlands Open Day, where we will be sharing our new building with the outside world. Friday evening will be a professional evening with local businesses related to pet care. And the Saturday, we will open the practice up to members of the public. We'll be canvassing the team for people to get involved with this and really shout out about how great Ashlands is. Later in the year, we will have Ashlands Training Day. We will send a survey out to you soon asking what you enjoyed about the last training day and what specific training you'd like to see for your team. Question answer session at the live meetings, and the team shared lots of different opinions about the practice and what we should focus on for this year. If you have any questions, you can message me directly. And that is your 2025 Ashlands Wrapped. Thank you.